Hi guys, welcome back to Tea Time.
Hunks.
We love to see it. Gabby got her braces off.
We love to see it. We will do a quick. We got so many stories. We got so. This might be the most emails we've ever gotten.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that? Wasn't it for like child punishments that we got a lot too?
I don't even.
This is like a big contender.
This is a big one. We're gonna read them. Throughout whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. We took a week off, had some things to work through, and we're back. And I don't know, got some tooth gems taken off my teeth, got the hormones out of my body. I will say that was a really tedious experience.
Yeah, you had a full month of things.
Yeah, it's not been easy, emotionally or physically. The egg donation process was very much taxing. Glad that it's done.
Yep.
Got
some cute gifts.
Got some cute gifts. Glad we took a week off. Needed to recalibrate. Started my period today.
Congrats. I started mine and my chin is in full bloom. We love to see it.
Everyone in our house is on their periods.
I sliced my wrist open somehow yesterday when I was sending you and Kate pictures of my exes. And then I don't know what happened, but all I know is I'm a cutter.
What were you holding?
I wasn't holding anything. I was moving. And all of a sudden I looked down and I just had blood gushing down. And just now in your bathroom, it started gushing again.
What were you moving?
It's pretty deep. Yeah. I wasn't I was just moving around. I think I just cut it on like a corner or something, but it didn't hurt. I have no idea, but now I have this big ass fucking Band-Aid.
And she's making it up.
Yeah, just moving into the next realm of existence.
I know. Honestly, Lee, I transported myself. I said, honey, I'm not feeling anything in this realm. So, and that was kind of a cool marker for me. I was like, wow, I truly cannot feel anything right now. So
that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of
jealous?
Interesting little bit. I'm feeling far too much.
Yeah.
What I would give to feel absolutely nothing.
Well, I'll share my secret, sweetie. On Patreon.
Go on. Oh, okay.
Sorry, you have to pay to play.
Sorry, yeah, just again, sorry we have been a little inconsistent. It's been sometimes you got to take some time to get your shit together.
Yep.
And that's what we were doing this past week.
And we said that. But here's the thing. We are good to go. And we're back. Okay, wait. Are these new?
Yeah, I got some Crocs today.
Okay, that's good. Emotional support Crocs.
I thought about, I'm going to be traveling this weekend. I thought, why not have some easy airport access slippers? And then I thought, why don't I just wear these on stage?
Yeah, those are so fucking cute.
Here I come, New York City. Here I come.
Because here's the thing. There's two types of camo. There's cunt camo, and then there's Republican camo. And it's a hybrid. And I love that.
This is a hybrid.
And I love it.
And who says Republican can't be cunt?
Okay. Me. But here's the thing. Okay. No, because I know you're going to say that liberals give Disney adult, and I can't even get into that right now. Don't.
I got so much Botox, I can't even move a fucking muscle. When you get Botox, they ask you, they're like, do you want to be able to move or not move? And it's like, why would I be coming here if I wanted to move a muscle?
Interesting.
This is me frowning.
You look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it more than see it.
How many units was it?
Fuck if I knew, but it was a lot of money. So
okay, so a lot.
Too many units, I'd say.
I'm gonna get a lip flip soon. When I got cash to just drop again, it's giving lip flip.
Lip flips are cute. I'm getting mine dissolved again tomorrow.
Okay.
She told me I couldn't refill until I dissolved more. So
all right.
You want to refill?
Yeah.
Lee, it's her journey.
It's my journey.
It's her journey, hands off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I trust this girl. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Welcome back, you guys.
Well, I have something cute to say. Please. I have been doing a lot more musical improv, and now my friends and I have formed a team called Siblings, and now we're performing tonight. This is going to come out later, but it doesn't matter. You guys have to listen to this anyways. We're performing tonight for the first time all together, and it's pretty cute. And we'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited.
And we'll have some updates by the time this podcast comes out.
Yeah, and if you are a longtime listener of the pod, then you know that Surgery Trey is my ex, and we just talked to him in the car, and that was cute. Looks like he's back in town.
Yeah, Surgery Trey. Thanks. Remember when you guys would all go wish him what would they say?
Good luck.
Good luck on your surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's addicted to surgeries. No judgments, but
none at all.
What kind of?
It doesn't. It's still.
Oh my God! Wait, you guys. I have something. Okay, I can't say too much about it, but on the Patreon episode, I do have to just tell you guys, I have some hot fucking tea for everyone in this room and everyone that's listening, and that's all I know because it was very. how you say dark.
It's giving fisted.
It literally.
It's giving she was blindly fisted.
You guys, wait to find out. Okay, here's the thing. This week's stories, the theme is, what is it? Fluid stories.
Bodily fluids.
Bodily fluids. Honestly, less grim than I thought it was going to be. Still haunted. But
yeah.
I was expecting more short stories.
Y'all came through. It's a lot of y'all came through though with some wild shits.
Mm-hmm.
I for one love a good fluid story. I know that some people in the world are very like prude about bodily fluid stuff. They can't hear about it. They hate it.
I mean, it's hard to hear when it's like liquid shit, but
oh, you're so wrong.
No, I'm so
really?
right.
I love talking about liquid shits.
We all have our thing. That's not mine, but love and light to you.
I had so much diarrhea yesterday. You know, once the anesthesia,
Ew.
once all of that shit once the painkillers got out of my system, I've been shitting up a tree. Shitting up and down a tree. It has been so nice.
I haven't heard that one.
Well,
That's
and
saying.
hopefully, fingers crossed, we never will.
You know
again.
what Shakespeare said?
What did
I'm sure you'll tell
say?
us.
Shakespeare,
Don't.
he said a lot of things, but he's definitely
The devils live in trees,
no.
and that's where you'll find
Shakespeare came up with a lot of original.
Open your eyes.
Things.
Open your eyes.
And I'm not saying that I'm Shakespeare, but I'm saying I could be very close.
I think the pain pills are still affecting you, but okay, don't. Here's the thing. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I mean, you came in you were having Honk was reading some of these emails and having a visceral reaction.
Yeah, because they're pretty fun. Okay, this is the one that I was just giving me a reaction.
You know, you go off. I feel like, yeah, go.
Okay. Another story about how I just can't fucking catch a break. Maybe I emotionally connected to that, but okay.
Okay.
Hey, Honk, Bonk, and Lee. So this one isn't too crazy compared to other stories I've sent in, but I would like other people to be as mad as I still am about this. So I don't know, like 10 years ago, when I was a freshman in high school, I was attending a special school that was connected with a community college, meaning our holiday breaks were aligned with that of a college student. That made our winter break about a month long. Okay, go off. During which I got a gnarly zit on my chin. I've always had strange pimples that never come to a head like a normal zit and usually just sit there looking like an irritated mosquito bite or something.
That's annoying.
Yeah, usually
like cystic acne, right?
Or like fungal acne or something. A mosquito bite or something until I mess with it and either pop it or it goes away on its own. Well, this time, my stepdad, who has become a notorious staple of stories on your pod, had too much time on his hands and decided it bothered him and he was going to pop it for me.
Where the literal fuck is this story going?
Well, to hell, so don't worry.
Okay.
So just for color, you guys, I was reading this right before we came on and I didn't even realize I was doing this, but I was literally clutching my chest and Gabby was like, what's going on? I was like, okay, I got a story for you. Anyway, and then I'm going to read it and then you're going to go, it's not dirty enough for me. Okay. Let's see. Mosquito bites, He had the time on his hands and decided it bothered him and he was going to pop it for me. I explained I'd already tried, but it wasn't ready, so I was just going to wait it out and see what happens before trying again. But he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Okay.
Classic
Weird.
man. His signature vibe. He tried popping it, but it just seemed to irritate it more. For the next week, he would try. And eventually...
No!
And eventually it hurt so fucking bad because he kept pinching the fuck out of it to the point that he'd have my mom try to hold me down.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he could pop it. He would use rubbing alcohol afterwards to make sure it didn't get infected. But fucking guess what? After a week of trying to pop it and not getting the result he wanted, we noticed that my bottom lip was swelling up a little. You guys get it. Then a lot. Then it just wasn't ignorable.
Oh.
My lip had swollen like crazy and it hurt so fucking bad. My chin, my lip, it all hurt. I couldn't eat because opening and closing my lips was too painful. Sure enough, it had gotten infected and bad.
Huh.
At one point, we went to visit my grandmother and some family and a family friend were all there. And they were like, oh my God, what is wrong with your face? And the family friend was like, it looks like herpes. I know because I am severely reactive to it, and when it's in the air, I break out in cold sores. So then my stepdad blamed me and said it was my own fault for being a slut and sucking dicks at school.
No, he didn't. Is this what?
Oh, you guys know how step-parents
Meanwhile,
are.
the stepdad is just like shaking with obsession to pop this. He wakes up every morning and he goes, I gotta get it.
He wakes
I
up
won't
rock
stop till I
hard,
get it.
ready
It's
to
not
pop
a
that
zit. You have
fucking
to
face.
see a dermatologist.
Yeah, this is a fucking, there's something.
Maybe
dark.
your mom has bad pussy and it wasn't distracting him as much. Okay.
Interesting.
I think after another week of having my lips swollen up like a fucking balloon, my mom finally told my stepdad to take me to the hospital because it wasn't getting any better. And she was the only one working at the time. Okay, so your mom is actually a queen. She's putting the whole family on her back, and stepdad has too much time and wants to pop your face. He said it would take me to next. He said he would take me the next morning after he dropped her off at work. He continued to say that for 3 days.
Oh my God, what is wrong with this man?
And now we've just entered child abuse. On the fourth morning, instead of driving from my mom's work to the hospital, we drove back home where he just chilled in his stupid recliner and watched Jerry Springer or some shit. R.I.P. though. So I waited maybe an hour and walked over to ask if he was going to take me to the hospital because my lip was hurting really bad and I wanted to be able to eat at some point that day. He got pissed off and yelled at me that he was going to take me and just to chill out and wait and to quit being so impatient and that I was the kid that, and he was the parent. Well, not to her. So he doesn't have to jump at every demand. Okay. He decided to make me wait another few hours, maybe 4,
Oh my
before
God,
taking me to the
no.
hospital where, sure enough, they said it was severely infected. And he should have brought me in as soon as we saw swelling because the infection could have gotten really shitty and caused a lot of problems that are harder and more expensive to reverse. My stepdad told the doctor, it's because she had a zit, but after trying to pop it, she kept biting her nails and it got infected. Bitch, what? The doctor proceeded to shoot my mouth and face up with numbing medication, then use a needle to suck out all the pus or whatever out of my lip, and it hurt like a bitch, even with all the numbing stuff. And she had to empty and keep using the needle about
Oh my
10
God,
times
no.
before the swelling. Damn, girl. Okay, before the swelling went down. I was given an antibiotic prescription to keep the infection at bay and eventually got rid of it. I had to take a giant pill 3 times a day until I finished the bottle for reference to how bad it had gotten. I thought we'd go pick up my prescription, but no. He decided it wasn't urgent and waited until my mom got off work at 4 p.m. to go pick it up and told my mom it wasn't just ready yet.
What is no?
Yeah, so
this is
your
making me honestly
stepdad
upset.
actually is the devil reincarnated. I still have a gnarly fucking scar on my chin from the whole thing, and now anytime I get a zit on my chin, I freak the fuck out. I eventually went back to school 3 days later, thank God, so he could put his boredom into something less destructive to my body than my body. Well, thanks for reading this on or off the pod. I hope y'all are as dumbfounded and pissed off as I still am. Much love.
That like genuinely upset me.
No, that's what that reaction was. I was like enraged. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? So she's walking around. If they filled up a syringe or like if they're taking the syringe, filling it up with pus and taking it out, she had a boulder hanging off the side of her face. She had a coin bag hanging out the side of her face.
I wish that
Like
you
a
had sent
chipmunk.
us-
And it was all just in her lip.
And it's all just in her lip.
I wish there were pictures. No, because it's kind of giving like one of the creatures from Pirates of the Caribbean. You know that like it's like an octopus. That's what I got in my head. That octopus guy.
Interesting.
It's just filled with boils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The barnacle things.
Yeah. Okay. I hope your mom isn't married to this man anymore. This what?
And this is why men need to be constantly entertained, because when they have too much free time on their hands, they start acting crazy, and I can't handle it.
I mean, that's like pure. That was like mentally unwell behavior.
Also,
And
it
to
was
keep
just like,
blaming you? What?
it was like perverse laziness too. You know what? Because I bet he wanted to take credit for popping that thing so bad.
that guy sucks ass, dude. I
Yeah.
hate him. All
Never
right.
trust a pimple popper.
I do love popping pimples.
Exactly.
I can't watch people. I can't watch it online. I don't get that, but I love
Mhm.
doing it.
Oh my God, I
Hold
can't.
on a minute. Okay. I'm sorry for even sending this. My love of oversharing has made me want to tell you guys this story that I should probably keep to myself. Over the winter, I had a strange odor coming from the pus that was starting to get worse every day,
Okay.
even though I was popping boric acid. Okay, so she's talking about something in her pussy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Even though I was popping boric acid and couldn't pinpoint why this was happening at all. I stopped having sex with my man for a couple of days, and it was embarrassing as hell. I started wearing a pad because there was brown discharge coming out of me, and it smelled like actual poop.
Oh, BV?
This is worse than BV. BV, you don't get discharge,
you don't get it like
brown
that.
discharge. Online, I was trying to self-diagnose. Classic. But nowhere could I find information on the pus smelling like poop until I came across the most horrifying condition I have ever heard of. Something can happen in young women with Crohn's disease called rectovaginal fistula.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh,
Essentially,
no.
it's an ulcer that can create a hole in the rectum that connects it to the vagina.
Oh.
No.
So you have a hole in your
No.
asshole that's
It's leaking.
it's like it's the portal.
The cup runneth over.
Yeah. So now she's got a portal from her asshole to her pussy with shit pouring through it.
Yes,
Portal.
Gabby.
Oh, wow. I was like, this makes sense. I smoke. I eat kind of bad. I probably have Crohn's. The fistula starts as an internal pain, but having discharge that's mixed with poopy is how you find out you have one, typically. I went into a full-blown depression. This sucks, dude. Full-blown depression. And for days, I was so sure I had Crohn's disease, and I was slowly birthing shit. You were literally, shit was coming out of your pussy.
Well, that's what she thinks. Keep going.
I was watching TikTok videos about it and thinking about my new life, having surgeries and eating a strict diet and shitting into a bag. I had a doctor's appointment at a women's clinic, but they weren't available until the following week. Oh my God. So depressing. I woke up the day before. Life is pain. I'll say that. Life is constant pain. I woke up the day before my doctor's appointment in agonizing pain and felt cramping in my lower regions. I ran to the bathroom and felt something coming out of my vagina like I was giving birth. I was so sure a whole shit log was going to come out of me, and I was shaking and crying. Oh God. I birthed a tampon.
No! What?
That was inside of me for 8 days.
No!
8. It looked like...
I'm going to cry.
You dirty bitch.
Stop.
It looked like a fossil.
No.
And the smell still makes me want to vomit.
Oh my God.
It took me about 5 months to start using tampons again because
That's still too soon.
I would never.
No. And you don't deserve to use tampons.
You don't.
You
I'm so
forgetful
sorry, girl, but
scoundrel.
you do not. You don't deserve them. Because I would always pop one in when I'm half awake early in the morning and just fully forget.
Hey. How do you forget that?
How do you forget that? How do you... Hold on. I'm getting mad.
Okay.
Now I keep them out of reach. So I have to wake up a little. Excuse me?
Jesus Christ.
You have to
Is
wait.
it that bad?
Can you use some grace and decorum?
What
do you
keep
mean?
them out of reach?
What do you mean out of like you have to fight the urge? You forgetful fucking monster.
She wakes up and she's like, where are they? Like she's like in a blackout rage and just has to shove them in.
Yeah, no.
She has to put them out of her reach so she has to think about it.
What are you doing? Like just like bleeding out in bed, all rolling one over, shoving one in, and then just passing back out.
What
are you doing?
What?
You don't do that. You don't do that.
Does that?
Bitch, you need to be on diaper duty, and that's it.
Oh my God. And the way that you convinced yourself that you had Crohn's disease, bitch, you just had a fucking tampon in there.
You just need to make a to-do list. Not a doomsday list.
The way this story...
and you thought you had poop coming out of you. Girl,
you thought you were shitting poop?
You're shitting
your
fossils.
Pussy?
You're shitting creatures.
Girl, and you're...
What else is up there?
See, I can't
because it's not just tampons. What else are you forgetting?
What else is she putting out of the way so she doesn't accidentally just reach for it in the morning and shove it inside of her? It's just like a graveyard.
Do you I hope you don't have pets
and weird things.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't, I get stressed out about when people tell me stories about fucking with tampons in. I can't imagine. People leave tampons in and have sex, drunk and stuff. I couldn't be more on top of getting those fucking things.
No!
I feel them in me. I feel them every inch of the fucking way.
Okay, Miss Tight, go off. But
I'm
literally,
appalled by this story.
No, this story you just shifted the space-time continuum. That just
you could have
ruined my day.
Died. You could.
I know. What about toxic shock?
I mean, her
There's
body.
a girl that lost legs from this shit.
Oh my God.
Okay, you're done. You're fucking done.
You kind of are.
And you're literally done.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Okay, I got another boric acid beat drop.
Okay.
So don't piss me off. Hello, honk bonk and tedious Lita Lee. Triggered.
I do like tedious.
Gabby loves that one.
Let's dive into this because I know Lee hates reading tedious stories, but not telling them.
Oh my God, dude.
Good one.
Okay.
It smells so bad. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Gabby, let's not make this about you. All right. I'm in the performing industry, showbiz, baby, and I had a super big deal audition a few weeks ago that I literally flew across the country for. For the audition, I had to sing and act in front of some really important industry people. For context, one of those industry people is a sort of ex of mine. He composed the music for what I was auditioning for, and we dated last year for about 4 months until I called it off. Disappointed because it wasn't really going anywhere. I was developing deep feelings for him, but I'm not sure he liked me enough to truly pursue me or commit. And so I had to call it off. We hadn't talked the whole year and we had never really had a resolution. I figured he would be in the room for my audition, so I mentally prepared to absolutely kill it and look hot to make him regret what he missed out on. Classic revenge. Now, for more context, I recently got back into the dating game after several months of being a hermit. Personally, whenever I get back into having sex after hiatus, my downstairs situation often gets pissed off, and I can risk a major pH imbalance and the discomfort that comes along with that. This is where I point a finger to Big Titty Honk. Hey, she speaks nonstop of the wonders of boric acid and its healing properties. That I do. I ordered a bottle of boric acid suppositories. To take nightly so I can maintain my pH. Okay, I don't know if you're supposed to take them that much, but honestly, go off.
I think you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's all step it up. Okay, to maintain my pH and not get gnarly infections as I enter my hot girl summer. The night before my big audition, I used a suppository just to be safe because I had recently had sex a few days prior. Flash forward, I did the audition. I looked snatched in my Lululemon leggings and my titty halter top. My quote-unquote ex was in the room, and I faced him. And although I was nervous and uncomfortable and just thinking of all the words I wish I could say, I sang and acted my face off, and nobody would have known how I was feeling inside. When I entered the room, they were like, "Hey, welcome. Let me introduce you to who you'll be singing in front of today. This is Jimmy, our composer." Like, yeah, I know Jimmy, and I know what his cum tastes like, but cool. Hi, let me sing you a little song. And isn't that the tale as old as time? I exit the audition room feeling good. As I'm back in the holding room, gathering my things, getting ready to leave, I squat down to pick up my bag and look into the giant mirror on the wall. I have a huge, stark white spot between my legs. It looks like I peed myself and then sat in a pile of cocaine.
No, because boric acid, for those of you who don't know, it leaks out of your pussy and like gets onto your clothes. It looks like chalk. You should wear a panty liner, and I forgot to tell Miss Girly Girl that when I was talking boric acid up, but you need to wear a panty liner or like thick underwear, so even a diaper at this point, for depending on how much you're going to leak out. But the boric acid beat drop is no joke, and that discharge, it's not only a lot, but it comes in hot and fast, and it's a lot. Okay, anyways, so she bends down, she sees that she has the white spot in between her legs. It looks like I peed myself, then sat in a pile of cocaine. It's at least the size of my spread out hand, and I have big hands, very visible. Turns out they recommend wearing panty liner when you use suppositories. Turns out sometimes a lot of stuff will come out of you as you go about your day. Turns out Lululemon leggings aren't boric acid proof. Fucking hell. The boric acid juice literally leaked through my underwear and leggings. I went back to my hotel and cried, strutting around with a giant white stain in between my legs in front of my ex-lover who hasn't seen me in a year. I'm over it now, and I'm fucking human, so who really cares? Plus, they called my agent and set up another meeting with me, so I'm still being considered for the job. I wasn't dishonorably discharged from consideration after all. Lee, don't laugh like that again. Still embarrassing. I doubt Jimmy regrets losing me because he probably thinks I'm a walking, raging yeast infection, but that's okay. He snores like a weed whacker, so we'd never work out anyway. Boric acid has actually healed my vagina, though, so I forgive you, Harper. I just need to stock up on panty liners. Love you guys. Oh my God.
I love you so much, and I'm so sorry that happened to you.
But you know what, though? At least, she got through that audition, like, sparkling. You know what I mean? At least she didn't see it before the audition.
No, that's a godsend. No, because if you would have seen that before, that would have... I mean, I don't know what the fuck I would have done.
You'd have a meltdown.
Well, I would have faked a seizure. I'm lucky that I have epilepsy, so I got that card that's my ace. I got it in my back pocket. If something's going down, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out.
Okay, I like that.
But for the rest of y'all, stay vigilant. No, oh my God, that's so... But you know what? They don't know what the fuck that is. Like if I saw that on a girl, I'm like, uh-oh, the boric acid beat drop. But like if you're a dude, you're probably just gonna
I
be
don't
like,
know.
oh,
I
she
would-
sat on paint. Or
I would think it was like discharge or something. It happened to me a couple of weeks ago where I was wearing like black leggings and I didn't realize the boric acid had leaked through them. And then I came home and I was like, God damn it. It was like all over the front of my pussy.
was it white too?
Yeah, it was like bright white. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, it looks like discharge.
Yeah. One time I was on stage and I was like in the middle of saying a joke and then it hit and I was like, okay, so then anyways. And then I like when I got off stage so weird because like I was so afraid of like anyone seeing.
Being a human we are just like walking fucking flesh bags of mysteries. Just all these little things happening inside of us
It's
at
very
all
gross.
times. I know it's a very haunting experience being alive.
And humbling.
They say that we chose to be here, but I don't. In what realm was I like, let me come experience this?
Well, I know I didn't because I was cut out of my mom and the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck 3 times. So I was like, don't.
Yeah.
And so I'm here against my will and God's will.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Hit us with another one.
The dryer shitter peer.
Oh.
First of all, shout out to JT for putting me on this pod. We love him.
Cute.
Have been listening religiously since y'all had him on and had to support the Patreon. All right, you fucking rock. Also, shout out to Lee. Except for he spelled your name like L-I.
I'll take it.
His laughing in the background is one of my favorite parts of the show.
It's cute.
So a few years ago, I left a bar with this girl and she was definitely way too drunk to have sex. So when we got home, I put her in my bed and went to hang out in my living room with my roommate. That's very nice. About 10 minutes later, she's gone. I can't find her. I'm freaking out. I'm looking outside, checking every room. She's nowhere to be found. Finally, I think, surely she can't be in the basement because to get down there, you have to go down the steepest staircase I've ever seen in my life. I'm worried I'm going to open up the door and see that she fell down the staircase and hit the concrete wall right at the bottom. Luckily, she didn't. But what I did see may have been worse. She was down there sitting on the dryer door. It's one of those front loader dryers where the door opens downward, trying to take a shit on the dryer door. How do I know she was trying to shit? I will get to in a second.
Oh.
Being a nice guy, I calmly ask her to stop, help her put her pants on, and take her upstairs to the bathroom. I help her in and leave her while I go inspect the dryer. She only peed on the dryer door. So,
Huzzah!
yeah, so great. So great. I have to throw it away now. I come back into the bathroom to try and help her. I help her up and help her put her pants on and am met with the horrifying sight of the biggest shit I've ever seen in my entire life in the toilet. I was literally so shocked I let go of her and she fell on my bathroom floor. Not you being so scared of a giant shit.
No, because I mean, it's probably monstrous.
Like it was a fucking ghost. It was so horrifying. It was comical.
Yeah.
I even showed my roommate, LMAO. That's so funny. And she's just like conked out on the floor and you're like, get in here. You got to see this girl's fucking shit, dude.
He takes a selfie. Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, I helped her get dressed and put her on the couch where she passed out. I then invited my ex over. Okay. Which only a few months prior had faked an entire pregnancy and an abortion with me. So that's fun. Okay. This story is full of twists and turns.
Yeah.
I told her the girl on the couch was a friend of my roommate and she believed me.
Okay, y'all are both toxic together.
I know. Even though she was crazy, sex was always great, probably related. Didn't wrap up and didn't fake knock her up again. So that was cool. Okay, what?
Okay.
Now, fast forward a few months, and the dryer shitter comes up to me at the same bar with the saddest face I've ever seen and asks me, "Did I shit in your dryer?" My friends are all saying that they heard I did. It took all I had not to laugh, but I told her, of course not. That's crazy. Who shits in a dryer? She believed me and left the conversation smiling. But because of her, I had to buy a new dryer.
Okay.
And there we go.
Money bags.
Yeah, okay, money
Period.
bags for fucking
try it.
real.
You know, this podcast isn't just for the poor. Sometimes a couple elites will write in and scour, topics.
Scrape the bottom with us.
Yeah. And I respect it and I'm here for it.
Can you imagine? That would be so...
That's a lot of lying, though, in that relationship. And I just want to call that out.
Yeah, that's true. That was a lot of lying. That was chaotic.
Definitely a JT fan.
Definitely
Yeah.
a JT fan. Love that.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
bodily fluid stories from a paramedic.
Ooh.
So the thing about laxatives is they take time. They don't work instantly. I was a paramedic for many years, worked in both EMS and ER. I saw tons of laxative-based emergencies, but this was the one that I immediately thought of when I saw the prompt. There was a patient that came into the ER complaining of abdominal pain. Not unusual. She was an older lady who was taking a bunch of opioids for a number of different things, real and imagined.
Hell
If you don't know, opioids cause constipation. They lock you up, and now you have two problems. Your pain meds wear off, and you haven't taken a shit in 4 days. What do? Come to the ER for abdominal pain.
Mm-hmm.
We get her into a room. Okay, stop. We get her into a room, and she already starts yelling at everyone that we aren't helping her quick enough. She starts calling all the nurses and techs in the room pieces of shit and demanding pain meds, etc. Not too unusual, unfortunately. We're getting her history and evaluating her symptoms, and she tells us that she's taken like 6 doses of 2 different laxatives since last night. We all exchange concerned looks like this lady is a ticking time bomb at this point. We're all just hoping it doesn't explode on our shift. Just hand it off to the next shift like it's a hot potato.
It's so funny.
We get her settled. She says she has cramps. Yeah, no shit. And starts swinging at us because we aren't getting her pain meds fast enough. Mid-swing, she freezes and does the thing that where she tries to cover her asshole with her hand. Like that's going to do anything. She catches a solid chunk of shit in her hand, falls to the ground, and starts to pull her underwear down with her non-shit hand. There's 2 nurses, another patient care tech, and myself standing at the door of the room, just kind of watching this go down. I genuinely felt sorry for this lady, but she was not making it easy for us to help her. Just dead weight or trying to hit us with a shit-covered fist.
Stop.
Okay, it's giving you.
Yeah,
she was a heavier lady, so we had to get what's called a minimal lift device. Oh my, and there's a picture. A minimal lift device to help us lift her off the ground. It's like a small crane that has a kind of sling that cradles the patient from back and then wraps around each leg like kind of a stirrup to lift the patient without hurting them. What this did was put the poor woman in a perfect position to expose her fully pressurized asshole to the world. So yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So she's just hanging. So she's hanging there with her asshole hanging out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So if you can see this is the jean part. So that's her bum right there.
Right. Yeah.
So her booty hole is hanging out.
Here, I'm putting it up on the screen too, like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So the bum
$536. Not bad.
Okay, Lee. It looks like we know what you're getting for your apartment, King. Okay.
Hell yeah.
What this did was put the poor woman in the perfect position to expose her fully pressurized asshole to the world. We start to get her off the ground and clean her up and start to move her in this device back to the bed. There were a couple of sounds that we realized were a little poopy, wet farts, and I immediately understood what was about to happen.
So she's like rumbling, about to really blow.
Yeah. I grabbed one of the nurses out of the line of fire just as this lady proceeded to shoot liquid shit out of her ass for what felt like 20 minutes.
No.
She looked like a space shuttle. She looked like a space shuttle launch. Just a rocket exhaust of shit. The sounds were fucking nightmarish. We're driving out of the way using towels, blankets, whatever else to shield ourselves. Since the sling could rotate on this device, she was now spinning.
It's like The Exorcist.
It is.
Just shit that stopped.
Oh my God.
Funny.
Or like a piñata.
Just brrr, fucking sprinkler.
Oh my God. Or like, you know, like in a movie, like where like they turn on the hose and they can't get control of it.
Yeah. No, this woman is just spinning in this chair with just shit spewing out of her.
The old-timey firefighters.
Oh, yeah. It's so
The sounds were fucking nightmarish. We're diving out of the way using towels, blankets, or whatever else to shield ourselves. Since the sling could rotate the device, she's now spinning slowly, drawing arcs of shit on the floor as she turned. One of the techs was trapped up against the wall in the only corner that wasn't fully flooding with diarrhea. like I was a scene from some blob horror movie. Like it was a scene from some blob horror movie. The whole time, this lady was perfectly still and silent.
No, that's even worse. Even worse.
Just eyes slammed shut.
She couldn't wait.
Intense focus and perfectly rigid. Like she froze in the moment, just kind of accepting fate. Once the waves of shit passed, and we were basically making towel dams to keep the shit from leaking out into the hallway, the first words out of her mouth weren't of relief or apologies for spraying hot liquid crap everywhere. She said, "Ugh, it smells. Like, yeah, that's you. You did this. You made it smell. Needless to say, she was feeling better, and we finished taking care of her. She was a bitch the whole time, constantly complaining like she didn't do this to herself by being a fucking dumbass. Happens a lot in emergency medicine. Moral of the story, follow directions on medicine and pay nurses whatever the fuck they want.
I cannot imagine the
Period.
stories that ER nurses have.
No.
We should do a fucking full episode just on ER stories.
No, it's so, yeah, honestly.
Have we done, I know we've done medical misdiagnosis.
I would
don't
be
think
down
we've
to
done
do
ER.
Okay, let's do ER stories for the next prompt.
ER is so good. Like, it's this kind of stuff where it's just like the deepest depths of human hell.
It's crazy. And yeah, oh my God. So this guy, he was in my improv class, and I'm so happy he wrote in. But yeah, I've heard some stories from him that are just so bone chilling. You're like, oh my God.
And the image of this woman just like sitting still as can be, spinning around in this chair, just blowing shit
But you know
out.
what? That's kind of like a beautiful lesson on acceptance. Like, okay, there's truly nothing. I mean, I think what I would do simply is just kill myself. But that is so...
And the fact that she was like in the end just like, that smells.
Okay, but so she has some jokes.
Now don't make me say it. I'm going to say it. Shakespeare once said, hell is empty and all the devils are here. And that, my friend...
Tell us the tree quote, though, that he said.
He said it. He said, you be shitting up and down trees.
Oh, okay.
Well, no,
this lady was shitting up and down trees.
Yeah, no, this is the tree one that I wish.
That was something the fuck else.
Yeah.
The image, so funny. I can't. Isn't it amazing to think that every single day, hundreds of thousands, millions of people are experiencing these bizarre things?
Yeah, and every day I'm grateful that I didn't graduate college, and so there's no chance of me ever in my life ever becoming an ER nurse.
I see. I would be, if I was actually educated, that would be something I would be interested in.
Hell no, you can catch me being a marine biologist if I ever get educated.
See, I would want to do like the wild stuff.
No, but there's like a chip missing or something, or like disconnected from your brain that likes this stuff.
Oh yeah.
For the normals,
I love the drama.
I could see you being a nurse or like an ER tech or something.
Oh my God, like a paramedic. Like, oh, I like that stuff.
No,
so
I can't.
Good. Juicy. I love the drama.
Okay, but then what if you were like the receptionist or something, or like just like the person that like puts in the schedule, so you don't have to deal with anything nasty, but then you just get all the drama. You get.
I would like that too, but I think I'd like to be more hands on.
Okay. You want to get shit on? You want to be?
I want to be in that room, dude. I'm trying to be there for that story. It's a good story.
Well, no, because you can catch me out on the ocean away from all this.
No,
I can't deal with that.
Here, if we're gonna be, the thing is if we're gonna be in existence, I want to be right in the fucking middle of it. If we're gonna have to put up with this shit fuck of a life, let me be right in the middle of it.
Well, honey, you already are. But here's the thing: what's going on with the next story?
Praise Kink gone wrong. Bodily fluid edition.
No, I already hate this.
I hate that I'm publicly about to share this story, but the prompt's too fitting and the story is too awful for me not to share.
My blood pressure just okay.
So in my 20s, I was living in New York City and casually fucking while also being completely obsessed with this absolute troll of a man on and off for 3 years. After I decided to move out of the city, I took a little trip back to visit some of my old friends, including my ex. Hookup. Let's call this man Tito. Why that, of all the names? I stayed with one of my best friends.
You know.
Yes.
His name's like Max.
Yeah, no, Tito.
Tito.
I stayed with one of my best friends during my little vacation back. One of the days while she had to work, me and Tito decided to spend a full day from brunch to sundown boozing in Brooklyn and doing blow. One of the bars he took me to served those bomb boozy frozen coffees. They were so good, but definitely highly caffeinated. Oh, the perfect thing to just shit your fucking brains out.
And you're already like kind of like nervous too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We both had 2 of them to start our day, then proceeded to bar hop, taking shots and just drinking, smoking cigarettes, as we both started turning into sloshy ass trolls together. As the sun started to set, we took a cab back to his place, where I blew him in the back seat. That poor cab driver. I can't believe you were doing that in a fucking cab. Can you?
Okay, no, because you're giving kind of prude. Everyone does that.
We were wasted making out and I was blowing him and he was fingering me. Ew, LMAO, so cringe just typing this. And the cab driver didn't even say a word.
No, because he probably liked it.
Because that cab driver is just like another day in hell for him. He's like, yeah, here we the fuck go again.
You know what? You're the one that was just saying you want to be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, but
That's the drama.
What I think about this cab driver is that he probably was like, you know, an immigrant to New York City. He probably was like, could have been a doctor in like Ghana or something.
Oh, 100%.
But he's like, I got to get to the US so I can make a living for my family. And now he's driving cabs, watching guys
as
get
fluids
sucked
are
off.
exchanged in the back of his car.
And he's just looking in the rear view like, why?
Yeah.
God,
or
why?
maybe not even looking back. He's just looking forward.
He's looking forward.
And he's envisioning the life that could have been.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't see my family on holidays now.
No.
For you.
Because this is what I'm doing.
For this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been a doctor in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I remember Tito saying, I want you to squirt for me. This is nothing new, really.
In the cab still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I squirted for this man plenty of times, but I haven't seen him in so long and was ready to splash him in the face with my juices for old time's sake. Okay. So by the time we got upstairs to his bedroom, I was ready to go.
Okay.
We go upstairs and we're going at it for a while, but I'm fucking wasted and coked up at this point. Okay, that's literally the grossest sex. I'm also severely dehydrated. My praise kink started to overtake me and I just needed to squirt for him so I could get a good girl from him. That's all I remember thinking about. That's all that was on my mind at that point. Well, that and my tummy. Those boozy coffees and cigs and coke from earlier all came rushing back to me as I lay on my back while this man is fucking me and I'm trying to let out a good squirt.
Oh, God.
Well, needless to say, the fluid that came out of the wrong hole that night.
No.
Needless to say, the fluid came out of the wrong hole that night.
Mm-hmm.
And neither of us noticed while it was happening. Finally, Tito comes and he leaves the bedroom to clean up. I get up and see the absolute shit of a mess I made all over his sheets.
Aww.
Let's just compare it to the world record for the world's largest skid mark. All down and up his top sheet, still drunk and now just embarrassed. I put his pillow on top of the skid mark and asked him if we could go on the roof. I casually slip out of the bedroom and never went back. That night, I left his place and went back to my friend's apartment. Immediately, I tell her how I pretty much shit Tito's bed. She's dying laughing since she hates this man, and then we both go to bed. The next morning, me and my friend are at lunch when Tito texts me. He asked where I was, and I told him how I was grabbing food at this place in the city. This man shows up uninvited to me and my friend's lunch date and sits down at our table and starts ordering drinks. Okay, this guy's a fucking raging alcoholic.
Okay, but he's a chiller.
My friend, I know, right? My friend goes to the bathroom and he turns up to me and says, last night was gnarly, like really fucking gnarly. The man slept in my skid marks on the poopy pillow.
Of course he did.
I was mortified. I just shook my head, laughed, and said, yeah, couldn't have been the worst thing he ever experienced because he ended up fucking me later that day on my friend's roof.
Okay.
Pretty gross, but I've heard worse on this podcast. Yeah.
Period. Me too. And also, I'm sorry, but this is kind of like what summer's all about.
Yeah. And it kind of is what summer's all about, isn't it?
And if God will lead you to it, he'll also lead you through it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like when two people are supposed to be together for however long, they're going to be together. And if you're going to skid, it sounds like he's not gonna quit you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of romantic.
I kind of like that he didn't.
Okay, not that story being enchanting.
It kind of was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that just put me in a good mood.
Okay,
I liked that story, surprisingly. That was the first shit story I've ever liked.
Okay. They're all over the place, too. People have really got some wild stories.
No, this one's good.
Okay.
Subject: livejizz.com. So, one night after my man and I fucked, I went to the bathroom to clean up or whatever, and right before I sat down on the toilet to let his load fall out of me, it fell out onto the floor instead, and my dog came running as if she knew what was going to happen and promptly went to, I presume, lick it up. But when she put her face close to it, She then got startled as if it were alive. You know, like how an animal would act as if there was like a buzzing bee or something.
No.
She acted like the little jizz babies in that the splatted floor load were about to sting her or bite her or pull off her whiskers. I don't know, dude, but her display of sheer animal instinct to just jump back and not lick it up told me that the 1 million semen children that had just plopped out of my pussy onto the bathroom floor were indeed alive, swimming and feisty, and attempting to stay that way rather than get lapped up by a dog. I mean, it was just a regular healthy load too. We had both just showered, so like nothing was extra raunchy or anything. I don't know. Super interesting to me though. We possess a mean survival instinct from the time we are sperm, I guess. This experience sparked my curiosity. So then I briefly researched how long till spermies actually stay alive once they've ejaculated out of the dick and into the world rather than shot inside another individual, and found this.
It's a long Google.
Okay, so they live for approximately 30 minutes once they hit the air.
Nice.
So it's kind of like sea monkeys. Okay.
Strong.
So, and then she included I think, I don't know if this is from Reddit or Cura.
Oh,
I don't know. What happens to the semen after sex? Someone said, after a man comes inside me, I put a butt plug until my body has absorbed his precious seed. So we all got our hobbies, doodly dee, and I wish I was dead. Okay, so that's my bodily fluid story for you. Hope you enjoyed, and that's really that.
Okay, I have a gross story.
Okay, because I was waiting for you to speak up, Mr. Shy.
Please.
Period.
Hooked up with this girl.
When?
A while ago. Early 20s.
Okay.
But I had known her since I was a teenager.
Okay, hometown girl.
Yeah. And we hook up, and then she's like, oh, excuse me. And she goes into the corner of her room, not even to a bathroom, just into the corner, and just like lets it out.
Excuse me?
What do you mean lets it out? I want you to say it.
Lets my cum fall out of her pussy.
Excuse me? She stands in the corner.
She squats in the corner
and
lets herself drain
onto the floor.
Instead
she's
of
not
going
peeing,
to the bathroom.
she's just squatting
Why?
and dripping out.
Yes.
The fuck wouldn't you go to the bathroom?
Hey, Lee, what happened next? Carpet or hardwood, by the way?
Carpet.
That's even fucking worse.
And then she just got back in bed.
It's as if
Did
she
you get
has...
a spoon?
I can't imagine we spooned.
Does she just have like a little collection that she keeps there? She every time some guy fucks her, she's like, "All right, gotta go drop this one off in the corner."
You guys watch
That's
a scary...
what it seemed like.
Did you guys get it? Like, did you guys watch a scary movie? Was she afraid to go to the bathroom?
No. I'm
trying so hard to understand her, but just can't.
No, there's no understanding.
Some people don't
this.
deserve empathy.
Yeah, there's no understanding.
No,
this.
I mean I try, but that.
It was aggressive.
I mean, I would have called
Hey, go get this out of me.
I can't get that image out of my head.
I mean, Lee, that would haunt me.
Yeah, it haunts me.
That would stick with me, unfortunately, for better or for worse.
Just like perched in the corner.
No.
Oh my god.
Like looking at me.
Listen,
while
of
it's
course.
I'm a disgusting fucking bitch, but I could never. Like, in what world? Like, I'm unhinged, but like to the point where I shit with the door open. I can't imagine doing this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a level.
Well,
of
to
just
that, there's like
insanity.
a primalness there. There's a disconnect from like reality.
That's
and like
what
what should be happening. And there's like.
And she asked me to do it. She asked me to come in her. And then she like eye contact.
So this is
like
getting
aggressively drained.
This is getting worse and worse the more that we're learning.
She does this with people. It's like her thing.
I will say this is the most succinct story you've ever told.
I will say that too.
But it is also the worst story you've ever told.
It's the worst story I've ever told.
It's best and worst.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something else.
Yeah.
The things that we've witnessed collectively as a human race.
I also used to be an Uber driver. I used to drive Uber and people hooked up in the back.
Did you kind of like it though?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, you kind of like it.
What would they do in the back?
They would hook up in the back. A few people.
Yeah, I feel like you would like that. It's so unsurprising.
Yeah.
I know you're driving around with a fucking boner. I can't.
Yeah.
And the way you're not denying it. I really can't.
But also, what are you going to do?
I don't know what you're going to do.
Just to bring that home.
Ballad of the Piss Queen. Hey, Sassy Honk, Gassy Honk, and Uncle Lee. Among all the ways my ex-roommate, whom I was sharing a room and time sharing a bed with, had made me genuinely despise her. Her inability to consume alcohol and control her bladder were of the greatest peril to my sanity and health. Why would you share a bed? Get a bunk bed at least. What? The first time it happened, she swore up and down she had just had a wet dream and she had ejaculated on the bed. For weeks on end, refused to admit she had pissed the bed to the point where I believed her out of sheer desire to not keep bringing it up. A couple weeks later, it happened again, and the room legit reeked of piss, cigarettes, and whiskey sweat. More and more, she won a battle she didn't know she was fighting, as I now insisted on sleeping in the other room on the futon.
Okay.
Why is she insisting that you sleep next to her? You guys are okay. I was safe and my slumber was dry until one night. I was up to her shambling through the door and mumbling to herself as the beer and ashtrays stank molested the air. Okay, this writing, colorful. She eventually ended with the all too familiar crescendo of her keys, purse, and body hitting the couch opposite of the futon. The mumbling stopped and sleep came back to me. I half awoke to a feeling on my face. It was cold and wet and so unfamiliar that it didn't fully register. I sat up and scooted over to make room while half in a daze. I felt the mass of her hit the opposite side of the futon. And then there was silence until an odd humidity radiated from the side closet. Radiated from the side closest to her. All right, so the stench of piss is coming up.
Okay.
And still half away, got up. Maybe he's meant to say awake. And still half awake, got up to take the couch, which I then noticed had a large wet spot.
I just love that it's like over the top writing,
and then
but
like
also
bad grammar. Like,
yeah, but also
Can I
didn't
say
spell
something?
check.
so basically, this bitch, he's sleeping on the couch, and then she pisses on.
She pisses
I
in
think
his
on
closet.
his. No, on the couch. I think on his face.
Ah! What?
I felt the mass of her hit the opposite side of the futon, and then there was silence until an odd humidity radiated from the side closest to her, and still half awake, got up to take the couch, which then I noticed had quite a large wet spot. She had pissed the damn couch. She's on the couch. Okay. She had pissed the damn couch and then, displeased with the wetness, had gotten up to lay on the futon and slammed her piss-soaked ass into my slumbering face in the process.
Oh, gorgeous.
Right. So she
Okay,
pissed all over
there
the
we go.
couch. Okay, so that was it. Thank you for the story's not done, but that was the story. So she pissed on the couch and then got up, still needing to sleep next to you, and got her fucking wet ass all over your face. Anyway.
My brain was not.
Well, she pissed the couch and was uncomfortable because then she's in a
Covered
puddle
in
of piss.
Yeah.
And just found a dry spot, which happened to be his
The
face.
way that she
His
doesn't just go to the room, the way that she needs to be around wherever you are. Anyways,
Okay,
like
a
what my
lot of
cats do.
romance in the air.
Aside from being traumatized from the piss waterboarding, I love the podcast, and I would love to know what the next time either of you are performing in South Bay. I honestly don't know, but wow. I really have to pee. Can I pee really quick?
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you choose. Do you want accidental anal and Taco Bell? Or do you want Four Loko induced period blood feast?
Let's do anal.
Okay. That's the first time you've ever chosen to do it. Okay. Hello.
So true.
Hello. My insides used to rot anytime I mentally flash back to this moment. Now it's been 12 years and I can laugh about it. When I was 13, I was dating a guy who had... Oh, okay. When I was 13, I was dating a guy who had a micropeen. Not a literal micropeen, but considerably small.
Okay, well, you're 13.
This
so
was a typical 13.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like...
Fucking size
for
queen.
a child.
For some reason, when I first read this, I think my brain just said like 23, but now I'm like, and that is 13.
Yeah, she's like, we were 13. He had the smallest dick. It's like,
She's
yeah,
like-
his balls haven't dropped.
Yeah, he's a kid. You're hooking up with a child. That's why his dick is small.
Jesus.
Okay, my God.
Unless he's 40.
Yeah, well,
He is 13.
yeah.
So he is a 13-year-old with a 13-year-old sized penis.
Yeah.
So let's all just chill the fuck out. This was a typical 13-year-old relationship where you'd smoke weed. That's not typical. Go to the skate park, play video games, and spend for broken people. Spend hours making out, and in my case, being sexually active. Too young.
Yeah,
One day, my boyfriend and I had taken many bong rips from his new bong, followed by having Taco Bell. An important note, anyone who knows me knows I have stomach problems. Yes, you already know what's about to happen. To this day, it is probably the highest I've gotten on weed in my life. Anyways, my boyfriend and I start to have sex, which looking back was basically riding a baby carrot. Again, you were 13.
Again, he's 13.
So I'm on top and we decide to switch positions. I decided to try and go reverse cowgirl, and instead his baby carrot went into my asshole.
Oh my God.
I immediately knew his baby carrot went into the wrong hole.
Now you getting this fucking freaky at 13.
I know, damn.
How do you know how to do reverse cowgirl at 13?
This is crazy.
I just learned how to do that like a month ago.
Period. I immediately knew his baby carrot went into the wrong hole. I felt like I had shit myself internally, emotionally, and literally. I tried to play it off like my appendix had burst because what the fuck else was I supposed to do? I got off of him and saw his teeny nutsack covered in diarrhea.
Again, it's okay.
Okay, just wait. His teeny nutsack covered in diarrhea. Thank God we were both so stoned. Hey, I don't know if that's good. I don't really think he understood what happened until I was wiping his balls off and urging him to step into the shower, not becoming his mom at 13. I remember the water hitting my back and me facing away from him. I low-key cried a little and I couldn't look at him for hours. I will get, because you're 13 and you're too delicate to be doing
You just did reverse cowgirl, took a bong hit, shit all over your 13-year-old boyfriend.
You're losing too much innocence at once. Your brain can't handle it.
It is. It's too much.
Yeah, you just suffered such a substantial amount of loss.
Yeah.
Your body can't even. Your body is now just like shitting from like the stress
This is an
of it.
experience for a 35-year-old, not
Literally.
a 13-year-old.
I am 30 and I feel like I'm too young to be having this
You
experience.
are.
And I am. Okay. I remember the water hitting my back and I faced away from him crying. I will give Baby Carrot kudos for not being a total asshole about it though. So that's cool. Because he's 13. He hasn't had time. He hasn't had time to turn into an asshole yet because you are a child and you hooked up with what? A child. And children are what, guys? Nice. They're not mean because they're not adults, because they're children. And you fucked a kid and that's why the kid was nice to you.
Okay, well, not you saying it like she's fucking kid.
Because she's a kid too.
You know, you're painting her some kind of
No, I'm
pedophile.
not. No, I'm not. I'm painting. She's like, wow. And he was actually nice. That's like, because the world hasn't beaten him down.
Because all he does is go to math class and do homework.
Yeah, he was grateful to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He watches
covered in shit or no.
cartoons and has a mom. Like
Check in with him again at 16.
No,
But
he was so much worse.
so much. That's when they start to get the urge to.
Where
but
is he now? Now he's a fucking man, probably in jail because of this experience.
No,
You put
probably-
this man in jail.
Now he's probably like, oh, girls like it when I stick it in their assholes. Yeah. It's like, no, but this is a core
He's
probably
an accountant.
He
like your
he
optimism.
works in the stock market
But
now.
this isn't giving accountant.
I don't know. This is giving senator.
No,
it's
a
giving
kid
new
that acts
senator.
like this at 13.
No, there's a troubled home life, but that's okay. Some things you just kind of infer from our skills. Okay. Now I have a rule. No anal. Okay.
Now.
Let me stop. Now I have a rule. No anal play, anal sex till marriage, solely because of the fear of history repeating itself. Especially, okay.
How old are you now? 15? When?
Especially since my current man's dick swings till death do us part. Well, that's because you're hooking up with a adult. Okay. Isn't it crazy how size changes?
She's been a size queen her whole life.
She's been a size queen her whole damn life.
She's just looking for that swing.
Yeah, she hooks up with a 30-year-old. Let me see that fucking dick. Damn, it's just like totally normal.
Yeah.
And she like has no reference. I hope you left your tits off. Well, I'm sorry that I got so angry at you, but that was something else, bitch.
Taking shots at a child. He had the smallest little baby dick I've ever seen.
He hasn't gone through puberty. He's like,
He literally can't even get a boner yet.
his
still.
voice hasn't dropped. He's like, oh, is the water too hot for you?
Oh, I know.
Thanks for
He has
having
like
me
a little
over.
Spider-Man bed. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
His mom probably made you guys macaroni and cheese and
I
peas
know.
afterwards.
I know.
And she gave you a ride fucking home. Actually, she probably didn't, because if you guys were doing all this at 13, there's probably some trouble there.
That's true.
But still, there was something sweet.
Yeah, how you're taking bong rips with Taco Bell at 13. Yeah, there's
No, there's some trouble there.
Yeah.
but something.
That was my like 13-year-old experience, and look at me now.
Yikes.
So, all right, period story. Hi, Hong Bonk and Lee, aka P.
B.
When I was 17, I was dating a 20-ish-year-old who attended college in my town.
Gross.
My parents left for a weekend, so I invited my boyfriend over while we had the place to ourselves. We started having sex, and because he had pretty severe erectile dysfunction, he started going down on me once he couldn't stay hard.
Okay, wait, but that's I'm sorry. But I just feel like that's like what it takes, like for like a guy to like go down. It's like, oh, my dick's broken. So you know what, babe, tonight this is for
on you.
I had an
That's
ex-boyfriend,
really funny.
and we were like on and off. Oh my God, I'm just remembering this. We were on and off, and like on one of the times we got back together, he was never much of a muncher, but like I remember this one time we were hooking up, and he was just going down on me, and it was good, and he's like kept doing it, and I was like, oh my God, okay, and I was like, okay, like let's have sex now, and he was like, oh well, no, tonight should just be all about you, and I was like, what? No, like let's have sex, and he was like, oh well, okay, babe. Well, I think I actually might have something. So I'll just do
That's
you
really
tonight.
funny.
And I was like, and that's why you're being Mr. Giving tonight.
The only time that a man can go down on you is when he literally has ED.
When he has ED, when he has a fear of a flare up.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the only time that they
those are the only times.
pleasure.
Those are the only times.
That's so true. So ladies, keep your eyes open.
If he owes you
if
money,
he's going down on you, he's got ED.
It's because he's trying to cover up something sinister is what it is.
Yeah, he's got bodies to bury.
Period.
All right.
Okay, go.
We started having sex and he had pretty severe erectile dysfunction. He started going down on me once he couldn't stay hard. I thought I was getting super wet despite him licking my clit like it was a burlap sack. Ugh. Nope. Turns out I had just started my period and was bleeding profusely. Mine usually trickles in. It's pretty wild that some people just fucking bursts through like a damn, dude.
Okay.
I had a pretty irregular period because of the birth control that I was on, so I could never predict when or how heavy it would be. And there it is. The lights were off, so we just went to bed after. The next morning, I noticed his face was covered in dried blood. Did he not taste it?
Did y'all not brush your damn teeth?
Yeah, did you really? You guys just like fuck in the dark like that and then just don't look at each other?
Back to the teeth, heart disease is linked to poor gum care. So y'all really need to get on this.
This has me stressed out. I noticed his face was, covered in dry blood. It was all over the sheets and it was on the walls.
Okay, it's giving The Last of Us. I'm screaming.
It was on the walls.
Okay.
I didn't mention anything because I was mortified. He went to the bathroom and after a bit, I just hear, "Hey, I think you started your period," quietly from the bathroom. I rushed him out of the door and spent the next bit cleaning up the blood. He broke up with me a few weeks later because he, and I quote, could never see himself falling in love with me. Even though we only knew each other or dated for like a month, I guess he couldn't handle blood all over his face like a real man. Or maybe he finally realized dating a teenager when you're in college is super fucking weird. Probably not though. No, that wasn't it.
No,
It was the period blood.
It's the blood.
He didn't want to face that like women actually have autonomy.
Because you know what? You were too woman. In that moment, he was like, well, what's the point of hooking up with a teenager if you're going to bleed all over my spot? Like I'm trying to hook up with a kid. Okay.
Yeah. So true.
Now me getting fucking pissed off. Okay. I was really trying to stay in my sweetness, but now I'm fucking pissed. Okay. This one's called Pussy Juice.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Hi, y'all. I dated a guy when I lived in Chicago who was pretty awful, but I'm not going to get into those details. He was the kind of guy who would eat you out the first time you hook up and never again, though. Topical. One night, he talked to me on the phone and spent a while telling me how if I went to his house, he would eat my pussy. So I decided to drive 20 minutes to his house. We hung out for a bit, watching TV in his bed. It did not feel like he was going to even get sexual with me, so I asked him if we were going to have sex. He then initiated having sex, but made it feel like a chore, like taking out the garbage, and obviously never went down on me. In the morning, I was so mad at him. I took some of my pussy juice on my finger and wiped it all over his toothbrush. That's it. Thanks.
Okay.
It's rowdy.
Succinct, effective, and ultimately harmless.
Okay.
So he did eat your pussy. Okay.
All right. Shit on my floor. Hi, my beautiful honkies and luscious labially. Like most stories have to do with shit and other bodily fluids, mine takes place under the influence of alcohol. 3 years ago during quarantine, my parents went away for the weekend, so naturally that meant I was going to invite my friends over so we could get drunk. I am a baby honk, so at this time I was a sophomore and couldn't drink around my parents. We were all broke high schoolers, so we managed to scrape together just enough money to buy one bottle of Pink Whitney for the 5 of us. Okay, this is
I don't even know what Pink Whitney is.
I don't either, but this is funny. This is so fucking high school. My best friend, we'll call her Kai, ended up drinking half the bottle, leaving the other half for the rest of us. Okay, so Kai, see you in Alcoholics Anonymous. We're saving you a seat.
Pink Whitney is lemonade vodka by New
That's
Hampshire.
so high school.
Yeah.
Everything was fine until that half a bottle caught up to her. I was outside smoking a bowl until Kai was stumbling through my kitchen and ended up vomiting in my sink. My other friend, Mary, who wasn't drinking and often takes care of us because of her motherly instincts, led Kai to the bathroom as I got her water. At this moment, when my third friend, Linda, got a text from my mom asking her to come home. We were all wasted. One of us couldn't stand up and was puking everywhere, and Linda had to be home in 15 minutes. Like I said, we were sophomores, so none of us could drive, meaning my drunk friend would have to walk home at 10 o'clock that night. Because Kai was not fit to walk, we devised a plan. Mary would stay at my house and take care of Kai, while I would walk Linda home with my other friend. Linda lived in the neighborhood next to mine, so the walk wasn't far, and it was summer in Southern California, so the weather was in our favor too. For being extremely crossed, the journey went smoothly, only falling a couple of times and making it back to my house in about 25 minutes. Okay. When I got home, however, Mary taking care of Kai was not going as smoothly. Kai was no longer sitting on the floor puking. She was on the toilet shitting herself, hunched over and puking into a bowl. From the time I left, it had escalated from a single puke to barely conscious while actively shitting both in and on my toilet. This girl is...
Oh. No, that's an
she's
exorcism.
like actually dying.
Yeah.
She was pale, shaking, and kept trying to throw up even though there was nothing coming out.
Oh
That's
my
alcohol
God.
poisoning.
This is severe alcohol poisoning.
Okay, so it's giving 911.
Oh, God, I've been here. This is dark. 15 minutes later, she was done shitting but kept throwing up, so we decided to move her onto the floor so she could make it into the toilet bowl. Her body was too limp to pull up her pants. This girl was on her deathbed.
I know.
Her body was too limp to pull up her pants, so we left them around her ankles and sat on the floor next to the toilet. Arms and head on the seat, she started smearing the shit all over her shirt and the rest of the toilet that wasn't already covered in feces.
Okay.
The vomiting seemed to calm down, and as she started to fall asleep, we began to smell something rancid. The bathroom already smelled like piss, shit, vomit, alcohol, and weed, but the new aroma was fresh and extra potent. What the fuck else would it be?
It's her rotting organs.
It's a damn tampon. It was at this moment when we realized that Kai had once again shit. This time, however, it wasn't in or on the toilet. It was on my floor. This bitch was so drunk, she didn't know if she was on the toilet or the floor. She was sitting in it, and with every movement, it would spread to the wall, toilet seat, or her clothes. Oh my God. Unfortunately, shit wasn't our biggest priority. We had to get my friend somewhat conscious and in bed. You guys needed to call an ambulance.
For
Literally.
real.
We gave her some water and we attempted to give her bread, but she kept refusing to eat. High schoolers taking care of drunk high schoolers, like the most unqualified.
So unqualified. You could be bleeding out, and a high schooler is always going to offer you either another beer, a bottle of water, and bread. Those are the three things.
That's really it.
Sometimes Gatorade.
Just sit up. You'll be fine.
Yeah, sit up, bread, water.
You'll be fine.
Let me help you throw up.
Have seen a lot of people in a similar state to this, and like
it's so dark.
pull through.
Same. It's so
yeah,
fucked.
I mean they do, but it's just like,
and we definitely should have like alerted some
it's
authorities.
the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, totally. Well, also it's your fear of getting caught too.
Yeah.
So you're like,
so you can't even.
We're gonna go to the grave before we go and get a parent.
And here's the fucking thing to all of you teenagers out there that listen to this podcast: call the fucking ambulance. Yeah, don't. Yeah. And also call an ambulance if your friend is dying of alcohol poisoning. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna fucking arrest you. Okay, get your friend, save your friend's life.
Well, in North Carolina, they
honestly,
would.
People do. Like people do die this way for real.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's horrific. Okay, we gave her some water and attempted to give her bread, but she kept refusing to eat. Every time I would give her a piece, she would spit it on the ground or in the toilet and yell, "I have an eating disorder," as she's shitting herself.
Okay.
Okay. What a time to have an eating disorder.
Well, that's also why she overdose so easily. Like they all shared one bottle, and
Yeah.
this one girl had too much because she doesn't fucking eat.
Yeah.
Eventually, after our fighting, she
man.
fell asleep in her feces and her head resting on the toilet. We led her to the couch and let her sleep with a bag and water nearby. Oh my God, dude, this is a nightmare. This meant it was time to clean the shit. Pictured below, she sent us a picture of her literally next to a picture of her cleaning up. She looks wasted. And she's just like cleaning up shit and okay. That's so funny. My parents were coming home the next morning and I wouldn't be able to explain to the slightest bit the mess in the bathroom. I grabbed gloves and a sponge and began scraping away at the poop that had now crusted onto the floor.
Bitch.
It was that's gonna make me throw up. It was somehow a combination of soft and hard. And let me just say, it is so much easier cleaning up bodily fluids when you're shit-faced. This is making me sick, and not a lot makes me sick. That's pretty much it. Oh, is that pretty much it? Is that it? I know it wasn't the best story you've ever heard, but it was pretty wild for me as a sophomore.
Hey, girl, it's pretty wild for us, too.
Yeah.
You guys don't ever doubt these stories. I mean, like, send them in. And then, since I've ever had the pleasure of cleaning up such a mess, I'm going to be a freshman in college this fall where I'll be pursuing film at Cal State Northridge. All right, cute. I want to be in the industry and I'll love being in LA. So I hope I see you guys around and go to some of your shows. Come out, queen. I love your pod so much and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace and love.
Peace and love to you. Love and light to all those that suffer.
She posted.
You have a nurturing spirit and an artistic soul.
Not her posting this on fucking Snapchat. Cleaning up bestie shit.
Stop!
Bitch, you're chaotic. This is so funny.
Okay, but I do love the younger generation. They're so funny.
You guys
chaotic,
are real for that.
and I love how they handle that. Okay, well, you guys, this is Tea Time back in action. We love to see it. I hope that you guys all enjoyed a delicious, delicious hearty meal as we were eating. As we were reading these stories.
But also eating.
Join us on Patreon for some extra juicy juice. And if you guys liked or hated this podcast, honestly, I understand it and respect it. And I feel the same way. Tell a friend, tell someone that you've had to clean up their shit before. Tell someone who needs to try boric acid.
Please.
Follow us on Instagram, teatime42069. We post the prompts there every week. We post the prompts earlier on Patreon, so you have more time to write in your stories. And the email address is teatimestories42069@gmail.com. Love you guys, and we'll see you.
And
next
if you
week.
want to hear this story on Patreon, it's called "My Gave Me a Muffin." So that you can hear that story on Patreon.
More than mine gave me. Let's go.
See you there. Bye.